Hi, I'm Michty Maxx, and I'm here to share this light, fresh, shimmery makeup look using the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, combined with glossy, glowing skin. First, I'm taking Bepanthen ointment to moisturize my very dry lips. Then I'm using the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion sample to prime my eyes. Diving into the Naked 3 palette with the brush that came with it, and I'm applying the eyeshadow Strange to the brow bone area as a subtle highlight. Back in there, and I'm taking Limit again on the fluffy end of that brush and running it through my socket as a transition shade. Then I dip into Nuna, which is a deeper version of Limit, and I use that to increase the definition of the socket, focusing on the outer edge. I softened that with a bit more Limit because I don't want the crease to be severely defined. I'm refining the crease with a mix of both eyeshadows and making sure there's some definition on the inner socket too. I took a touch of Strange to buff out the edges of the crease so it fades out well, and then decided to wing out the crease really subtly at the outer edge and make sure it goes up high enough towards the brow. Next, I bit off some cottage cheese to apply to my mobile eyelid for a shimmery base. I used my finger to smooth it out and take it up to meet the crease. I also put a little on the tear duct too. To start the shindig on the lid, I have the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in Whimsical, and I'm taking that on the flat side of the Naked 3 brush to pack onto the inner third of my eyelid. This is the only eyeshadow I'm using that's not in the Naked 3 palette. I'm picking up some more of that light pink shimmery shadow and spraying my brush with MAC Fix Plus to boost the shine. Back to the Naked 3 palette, and I'm digging out some dust with the same brush and spraying my brush again to spread that all over the center of my eyelid. This shadow really does need to be used damp because of its glittery and flaky nature. I'm taking a touch more Whimsical to blend those shadows together seamlessly. The next shadow I'm taking is Buzz, which is a slightly deeper shimmery pink, and that's getting the Fix Plus treatment as well and is going on the outer third. I'm making sure the edge of the lid is even into the crease. Now I have the Dose of Colors face highlighter in Pearl Dust, which I'm taking on the Sigma E30 pencil brush to cover my tear duct and blending that into the inner crease for a beautiful high shine light pink. I grabbed my Sigma E36 blending brush and took a mix of Limit and Nuna to blend the lid into the crease with a targeted approach and deepening the socket a little with Nuna, then refining the soft winged out shape. I used the larger brush to go in again with just Limit to make sure everything was soft and there were no harsh lines. I went back to the tiny blending brush and the combination of Limit and Nuna to run along my lower lid for some soft definition there and joining it up to the upper lid. Then I'm going in with the Sigma E20 short shader and picking up Liar to press that into the outer third of my lash line, and I blended that out. I picked up some more of that minky taupe shadow to intensify it with MAC Fix Plus, tucking it in close to the lashes. On that same brush, I grabbed some Burnout to place on the inner third of my lash line and blended that across. I took some more Pearl Dust and buffed that across to merge with Burnout. Then I grabbed some more Liar to deepen up the outer corners, but nothing too dramatic, and I blended the edges, touching up with a bit more Limit and Nuna. I used a cotton bud to clean off any eyeshadow from my waterline to prepare for the Rimmel Scandalized pencil in Nude to open up the eyes for a rounder appearance. I curled my eyelashes well and applied some CoverGirl Clump Crusher mascara and attended to my lower lashes with MAC Giga Black Lash mascara. I reached for my new Urban Decay Gwen Stefani brow box in Bathwater Blonde and used the tiny angled brush provided to apply the lighter shade to my eyebrows for a soft, natural feel. And I set the hairs in place with Benefit Gimme Brow. I moisturized my face with MAC Strobe Cream to begin the fresh skin look. Then I primed my face with the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, rubbing the silky smooth product into the central portion of my face. Now to really get the glow going, I'm mixing my Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation with Benefit's High Beam Liquid Highlighter on the back of my hand, dotting it onto my face before spritzing some MAC Fix Plus and buffing a light layer of it into my skin with the Beauty Blender Pro. I am finding that this beauty blender isn't as bad with leaving black bits on my face as I said in my Makeup Geek stash video, because I managed to get rid of all the little pieces that were floating around in the case and get them off the sponge. There's still some debris, but it's not as rampant. I added more Benefit High Beam directly to the tops of my cheeks and pounced that into the skin for an even more focused glow. I layered that up a couple of times and buffed some High Beam onto my Cupid's bow, down my nose bridge and above my eyebrows. I will say that the sponge fills with water quicker and is softer and easier to squeeze out, and it seems not to soak up as much product as the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge I've used in the past. So overall, I'm digging this black sponge. I took some Revlon Photo Ready Eye Primer and Brightener over my dark under eye circles and pressed that in with the Beauty Blender. I'm experimenting with this product and it seems to be going well. Then I applied MAC Pro Longwear Concealer on targeted areas where the skin needs it, leaving the rest of the face with light coverage. I set under my eyes, around my nose and mouth with the diffused light from the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette with the Real Techniques setting brush. Back to the Dose of Colors Pearl Dust Highlighter, and I'm brushing that generously to the tops of my cheekbones and above my eyebrows with the Zoeva Luxe Fan Brush. Basically on all the areas where I applied the liquid highlighter for an icy pink luminous look. I also concentrated some on the tip of my nose and dusted some on my forehead and chin. To keep with the pink theme, I picked up the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in Thumper and applied that from the apples of my cheeks to my hairline with the Real Techniques Blush Brush, making sure the blush comes around to the front of the cheek and dusting some of that onto the sides of the temples too. I dusted a bit more highlighter over the top of the blush and keep it shimmery along there. I darkened my beauty spot with an eyebrow pencil, and to finish the skin, I sprayed a healthy dose of MAC Fix Plus all over my face to set all the powders into the skin and intensify the luminosity. I primed my lips with MAC Prep and Prime Lip Base. To keep the lips soft, I outlined them in Australis long-lasting retractable lip liner in Romance, just to get some soft definition and without overlining. And then I grabbed the Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter in Cotton Candy and applied the warm pink shade with gold shimmer to my lips. I wanted a bit more of a cooler tone in there to match the cheeks, so I used the Lip Butter in Cupcake to mix in over the top. I set my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I blended the lip liner around the edge a bit more and added a touch of NYX Hot Pink pencil as well for a cooler pink. And thus ends this natural glowing skin and shimmery angelic eye tutorial using the Naked 3 palette and one of my very favorite Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, Whimsical. It's quick, easy, soft and subtle with a focus on the skin and leaving the overall effect light. I love the high shine skin with reflection coming off everywhere, and it's also nice to go a little dainty once in a while. You can amp it up with a strong winged liner and lashes, and pair the eyes with almost any lip color. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this pretty spring makeup tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also check out my band and podcast on iTunes.
Michty Maxx.